Now at 5:30, the COVID-19 pandemic crushing the U.S. economy. Analysts say today's jobs report could be the worst ever. On May 8th, 1945, joyful screaming heard all over the world. Victory was ours. Now, 75 years later, we remember our veterans who fought so bravely to win World War II. Chris.
All right, nice cool morning stepping out for a beautiful Friday, Saturday too, but that Sunday weather maker still on the way. We're tracking that local weather coming up right now.
You're watching CBS 12 News this morning.
Good Friday morning to you, everyone. We're talking about social and cultural norms today. How they will change, right now, how they will change in the short term, how they will change possibly for many, many years to come, Matt.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about today all day long on CBS 12 News, but we got to get to Chris first for our weekend forecast, and at least starting off today, really nice, Chris.
Well, it is so perfect outside this morning. I walked out in that nice cool air. Here's a live look at Lake Worth Beach. Now, the surf is still a little bit rough, and it will gradually calm down because the wind is going to calm down today. But what a great day outside. And it's so bright right now because I have that nearly full moon still up in the sky. So it's a nice, bright, cool morning. And cooler, too. You get Wellington, 60 degrees. You might actually drop to 59 before the sun comes up. Grab a little sweatshirt there. Boca 66, Boynton 64, West Palm 68, Belle Glade 58. Look at Okeechobee 55. That's like January. Vero 57, Fort Pierce 66, Stewart 66, and Port St. Lucie 65. We had a nice cool morning out there and a perfect Friday coming our way. Well, we're still tracking the weather maker, and it's right there coming out of Texas, and that will be moving down and through the Gulf and bringing us that much better chance for rain on Mother's Day Sunday. So we're tracking that in local weather for your Saturday and Sunday, all ahead in just a couple short minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. Happening today, the Bureau of Labor Statistics will release the unemployment numbers for April, and it's not looking good. In fact, economists predict it will likely be the worst month of jobs report in history. They say the unemployment rate could be as low as 11%. Or higher than 20%. This is what unemployment lines have looked like all across the country. Nearly 3.2 million people applied for unemployment benefits last week alone. According to the Labor Department, more than 30 million people have filed for unemployment benefits over the past 6 weeks as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. And right now in Florida, more than 173,000 first-time unemployment claims were filed last week alone. Despite a record number of payouts and overhauls to state websites, thousands of Floridians are still finding it hard to get unemployment benefits. As if they did not have a lot to deal with already, many tell CBS 12 News it's not just the website. The state's phone lines still aren't letting them in to ask questions or get answers.
How long until you're broke?
Weeks ago.
We apologize for the inconvenience.
I need to ask them
to receive detailed
what else they need from me.
This is Carrie. She does this every day. First denied, now with the new pending claim. She has not seen an unemployment check yet. In more than 2 weeks of calls to Florida's Department of Economic Opportunity, she's spoken with a real person once. Most of the time, the line just hangs up. Our cameras were rolling yesterday when she tried for the 16th time.
Thank you for calling the Florida Reemployment Assistance Program and for your patience during this time of high call volume.
It hung up again?
Wow, it's so frustrating. And on Monday, Governor Ron DeSantis assured Floridians that answered calls were up, recently signing a nearly $80 million contract with a call center and adding 2,000 more operators. But even after the changes, money continues to dry up, checks remain unmailed, and many, like Carrie, go with many calls unanswered. Some who managed to get through to a representative told us there was little those representatives could do other than tell someone the status of their application. Now, we heard about the story from CBS 12 News viewers, so you have a question that you need answers to, you can reach out to us, and we will do our best to get the answers that you need.
There's a new study out there challenging a coronavirus treatment that has been touted for months. Let's go to Teri Hornstein now with the new information.
This really is disappointing news in the fight against the coronavirus. We've been talking about this drug, hydroxychloroquine, for months. It's usually used to treat malaria and lupus. But this is the biggest study yet published about this drug. It was published in the New England Journal of Medicine. A professor who was part of the study says the patients who got the drug didn't fare any better than the ones who didn't get it. The study involved nearly 1,400 patients who were being treated for COVID-19 at Columbia University in New York. The researchers say there is no evidence hydroxychloroquine helped people survive or even prevent the need for a ventilator when it comes to COVID-19. There's really, they say, no reason to even use this drug because there isn't, quote, any robust evidence it even works.
All right, thanks, Teri. Well, today, frontline workers will be saluted with a special military flyover in South Florida. The Blue Angels will fly over hospitals to honor the frontline workers during the pandemic. You're looking at a map of the flight path here. The 30-minute demo called America Strong takes off from Boca Raton at 1 p.m. The Blues will fly over hospitals in Broward County, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami. Matt, if you've seen the Blues perform, I mean, chills every time, but especially on a performance like this where they're honoring healthcare workers on the front lines.
Yeah, make sure you take a look at that map of those times so you know when to be looking up today. Today's also a very special day because it's a celebration. 75 years ago, Nazi Germany surrendered to the Allies, ending World War II on the European front. We want to take the time to honor and remember the 16 million Americans that served in World War II. That's 11% of the population. 1 of every 9 people served in World War II. And 2 million of them fought in Europe, and 250,000 Americans lost their lives. If you're a student or are just home today and want to learn more about May 8th, 1945, I have a link to videos right now on my Facebook page. And today, there are very few survivors of the war, but James Torrez spoke to a Holocaust camp liberator who now lives in Palm Beach County. James live with us this morning with that survivor story, and he still remembers a lot of it, James.
Yeah, Matt, when you go through an event, live through an event like World War II, there are very few details that you just won't forget. Now let's talk to Franklin Simon here. He's now 96 years old. He lives here in Palm Beach County, and he joined the Army when he was 17 years old. In fact, he was so young that his mother at the time had to sign off on it. He joined after Pearl Harbor, earning several medals, including 3 Purple Hearts and a French Legion of Honor. He remembers most finding the Mauthausen concentration camp and liberating those prisoners. And he says when it comes to victory in Europe, he says he and fellow soldiers knew it was coming.
So there was some heavy fighting in April, but towards the end of April, the Germans were surrendering by the thousands. And our big job was just to, line them up and check them over and put them into camps and so forth.
And Simon tells me at the time when the war ended, he was in Czechoslovakia. He says there they had parties for weeks to celebrate. Live in Palm Beach County this morning, I'm James Torrez, CBS 12 News.
So cool, James. All right, thank you. Still ahead, shaking hands and blowing out birthday candles. We did these without hesitation just months ago. How the pandemic is shaping the future of social behavior. Next.
Hi, and welcome back to CBS 12 News on a beautiful Friday morning. Skies are beginning to brighten up just a little bit. We're just under an hour away from sunrise. The waves are beginning to calm down. Still just a little bit rough along the immediate shoreline right there, but with the winds calming down today, the seas will calm down too. And a great day to be out on the water. Perfect today. So light winds and seas as we get deeper into the day. Not bad at all today, tomorrow, but Sunday, showers and storms are likely on Sunday. High tide is 10 o'clock this morning and then a low tide at 4 this afternoon. Play golf day. It's a great day on the course. Lighter winds today. You won't be fighting all that wind. We've got mainly sunny skies and highest day right around 80, 82 by early afternoon. Nice this morning. Cool 60s now. By noontime, we'll be about 80, and then during the afternoon, nice too. Now, tomorrow we start nice in the morning. Saturday morning is nice, 65. Saturday at noontime, about 85 tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, look at the rain starting to come in tomorrow night. And then Mother's Day, boy, even more of it coming our way. And we're going to track all that with your weekend weather. That's all ahead in a minute.
Chris, thank you. Right now, a father and son facing murder charges after allegedly gunning down an unarmed man. What the governor is saying about the case.
Way FM, proud sponsors of the CBS 12 News Network, the one to turn to.
Well, 2 people are now under arrest in connection with a shooting death that has caused national outcry. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation announced the arrest of a father and son in the fatal shooting of an unarmed black man whose family said he was jogging at the time that he was killed. Gregory McMichael and his son Travis were charged with murder and aggravated assault in the killing last February of 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery. Police say the investigation is ongoing. Georgia's governor is supporting an investigation.
Earlier this week, I watched a video depicting Mr. Arbery's last moments alive. I can tell you it's absolutely horrific, and Georgians deserve answers.
According to the police report, the 2 told officers they thought Arbery was a burglary suspect. Arbery's mother says he was unarmed.
So many questions about what large gatherings will look like in the future, including weddings, a time of celebration. I want to bring in Kara now. You're talking to one venue that's adjusting and really thinking of everything in the details, Kara.
That's right, Ashley. The Addison is a historic private event venue in Boca Raton, known for their 5-star dining and lavish parties, especially when it comes to weddings. Well, from guests wearing masks to getting their temperatures checked at the door, celebrations will certainly look a lot different, but that doesn't mean you still can't have your dream day. The next time you go to a wedding, it could look a lot more like this. An outdoor ceremony with fewer seats spaced further apart. Guests wearing masks.
Once upon a time, we may have celebrated with 200-300 people, but for the foreseeable future, I think we're going to see smaller, more intimate affairs with a strong focus on detail.
But just because your guest list is shorter doesn't mean your friends and family can't still be a part of your special day.
Guests can actually dial in, be part of the ceremony, dance, celebrate. They can even give a speech remotely.
You'll also notice more room on the dance floor.
You want to be able to get up and dance. It's one of the main focuses of any wedding, a party. So we're working with companies to create custom dance floors that kind of X marks the spot.
While the celebration may not be exactly how a couple originally envisioned their special day together, the vice president of the Addison says she hopes they realize their wedding is history in the making.
If you look at photos of the 1918 Spanish flu, you see brides and grooms getting married in the middle of that pandemic wearing masks. And how cool is it to actually memorialize your wedding with a mask for your grandchildren to look back on and really truly appreciate just how historic your wedding was?
Yes, certainly a way after looking at that pictures to, find the positive in this whole situation there. Just seeing the 2 photos next to each other, really neat to see. Now, as for guests who are local but can't attend the wedding, like grandparents or perhaps people who are more high risk for coronavirus, at least at first, the VP of the Addison says that their staff can actually deliver your wedding meal to those family members while they're at home so they can still feel like they are a part of your big day. Matt?
I love that. All right, thanks, Kara. Well, how have your behaviors changed because of the pandemic, and will any of them actually wind up sticking around? Ashley?
Yeah, Matt, I put that question on Facebook this week. So many comments came back, some about handshaking. And remember when Dr. Anthony Fauci said this about handshaking a few weeks ago?
Just forget about shaking hands. We don't need to shake hands. We've got to break that custom because, as a matter of fact, that is really one of the major ways that you can transmit a respiratory-borne illness.
So Glenn said on Facebook he'll go back to shaking hands once things calm down. A viewer, Susan, said she won't ever shake hands again. Most of you said you'll keep washing your hands constantly. And a viewer, Jacob, said he'll wear a face mask in public forever. It was mixed reaction when it comes to flying. Some of you saying that you'll book a ticket now. Others said you will not fly for a long, long time, if ever. Most people said they'll go back to dining in a restaurant. Many of you said you'll keep social distancing, especially during flu season. Okay, this one was highly debated. What do you do with the birthday cake and the candles and the blowing out of the birthday cake? So this is a birthday party I was at recently. A good family friend, Mr. Mark. So it was his birthday. Instead of candles, he chose to wear those gloves there, and he just pinched the candles out to put them out. There was no blowing on the cake. No. Matt, this conversation's still going on Facebook right now, and we're curious what everybody else thinks about how these social norms will change.
That's very interesting. Of course, I know a lot of people saying you just got to wait it out, and it's kind of a feel thing. It sort of depends. Right now, I might not feel like shaking someone's hand, but who knows where we'll be in 6 months, a year. Lots of reaction out there, but certainly we're all searching for some kind of normal out there, Chris. And I imagine never shaking someone's hand again. I don't know.
I'm not so worried about the handshaking. It's the cake.
We need cake.
Just as long as I get a piece of that cake. All right, here we go on this early Friday morning. It's nice, perfect outside. Skies are bright this morning from the nearly full moon that's still up in the sky. And you can see the waves are gradually calming down. Boy, we had rough, strong, cool, gusty winds yesterday. The wind is going to die off today. The seas will calm down too. Live PGA National Golf Course. The flags right there aren't moving too much. Yesterday they were ripping in that wind. A lot less wind today. Nice and cool out this morning. We're still in the mid 60s. All right, impact weather index today. Not much impact. The fire danger is still quite high. Even though the wind has calmed down, we're still very tinder dry. Keep that in mind. We're going to get some heavy rain on Sunday, though. The beach is still a little rough. The seas have calmed down. All the advisories are down, too. Well, the next weather maker is right there in Texas. And again, that's the system that will move through the Gulf and down and across into Florida on Sunday. So let's track that in the next couple of days. This is all fresh, cool, dry air that moved in yesterday. You felt it all blowing in, and you'll feel it this morning. All right, it's nice and cool out in the mid-60s. We'll reach a high day near about 82. The wind will not be as strong. So mainly sunny sky, high around 82, 83. Nice, cool night. Lows tonight will be in the mid-60s. That's a perfect Friday. Saturday is nice, too. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies tomorrow. Light winds will reach about 83, 84. Now watch this storm system in the Gulf. As it begins to move this way late tomorrow night, the rain will increase Saturday night. And this is Sunday about noontime or so. Darker green is heavier rain, yellow is thunderstorms, and you can see the rain coming up from the south here, right along this front here on Sunday. Sunday afternoon into Sunday night is going to be some of the heavier rain. Where you see the orange right here, that's the thunderstorms. So we're likely to at least have some lightning too with a heavy rain. And this is all Sunday, Sunday afternoon, and Sunday night. This is late Sunday night, the heavier rain Sunday afternoon and most of Sunday night. And even Monday morning, about 6 a.m. or so, we're still likely to have a lot of rain around. Gradually, that weather system will move away on Monday, but we're still going to wind up cloudy and windy Monday. Highs only in the 70s and lots of showers Monday. Now, Tuesday will be a little bit brighter. Wednesday, though, another developing system may come in with some rain on Wednesday. So Sunday and Monday rain likely, and next week we may have even more showers around. All right, here are the models showing very little, if any, rain on Saturday. But watch Saturday night into Sunday and Sunday afternoon into Sunday night, Monday morning. We might have some totals here, generally between about 1 and maybe 3 inches. There might be some isolated areas with near 4 inches. Again, that's a 2-day total. All right, lighter winds and seas today. High tide 10 a.m. Lighter winds and seas tomorrow. But don't forget, a lot of rain and storms around on Sunday. For today, nice, 82 and sunny. Tomorrow, 85 and nice. Rain likely Mother's Day and Monday too. Now we sure need the rain. And Mom will get some flowers out of that. We're back with more local weather and news right after the break.
Welcome back. The state attorney's office is warning about the dangers of online predators during the pandemic. Let's get over to Teri with what you should be looking out for. Teri?
Matt, this really is just so scary, but also just so important right now with children spending so much more time online doing their virtual learning as well as just with all their free time. So let's talk about what the state attorney recommends here. Remind your children to not communicate with strangers. They also say to monitor your children's chats, especially through gaming systems. This is an important one. You should also educate yourself about the different apps that are out there, the different ways your children can communicate. Tell your children to not communicate or put online any sensitive information as well. Also, you should remind your children they cannot arrange to meet with someone who they meet online without discussing it with you first, without arranging that with you. And most importantly here, communicate with your little ones about why all of this is so dangerous. Of course, that having those open conversations can help keep your kids safe while they're online.
All right, Teri, thank you. Next, we're taking a look at the wedding industry and the drastic changes one local venue already plans to make. And the Finns release their upcoming schedule. We'll let you know when they're taking on the Super Bowl champs.